Let's talk about WrestleMania Day 2. I made a short form about WrestleMania Day 1, and everyone hated me because I liked Day 1. Apparently, I'm not allowed to like something in the international wrestling community because you all are a bunch of fucking haters or whatever. But guess what? I like Day 2 as well. Day 2 was awesome. The only thing I don't like is all the commercials. When you pay for an extra service, there shouldn't be as many commercials. I think that's stupid. We kind of saw the fan reaction during the post show with Roman Reigns, where the fans in the background, when Roman brought up TKO and everyone started chanting FTKO. That was hilarious. So I think the fans don't like that, and I'm one of those people. But the matches were incredible. Incredible. Obafemi and Lesnar delivered. Lesnar, if that was his last match, went out the right way. Now, I think Lesnar will wrestle at SummerSlam. It's in his home state. It's in Minnesota. So I think he'll do something at SummerSlam, but I think that was his last WrestleMania. That was his goodbye at WrestleMania, and that was the perfect way to go out. That's how you go out. He put a young talent over, a big talent over. The fans gave him the love and the flowers that he deserved as a wrestler. Put his boots and his gloves in the middle of the ring. Fantastic. The ladder match was unreal. I don't like older Rey Mysterio. Rey's already in the Hall of Fame. I think sometimes he takes spots away from younger talent, right? I love Rey Mysterio as a whole. I just don't like Rey in his current spot. But man, he delivered. He delivered. Penta was incredible. Rusev took some huge bumps in that match, which was awesome. And Javon, that boy bouncy. I mean, come on. JD McDonough, his big old bobblehead was awesome. I mean, come on. Come on. That match was awesome. Love that ladder match. Really enjoyed the women's title match as well. I honestly wanted Jade Cargill to win. I thought she should have kept the title, but I'm okay with Rhea winning, right? Huge pop from the fans, right? Everyone loved it. Yay, she won. I love mommy as much as the next guy, you know what I'm saying? But I thought Jade should have kept that belt and just kept on the heel run. I would have been completely fine with that. Wouldn't have bothered me at all, one single bit. I do think Rhea gets a lot of wins on big pay-per-views, as she should. But I mean, maybe we're getting into that Charlotte territory where she gets those wins all the time, but doesn't bother me. Does not bother me. Trick Williams is your United States champion, as it should be. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of you smarks off, and my best friend Guy is going to hate this because he loves this guy. I hate Sami Zayn. Hate him. The only time Sami is good is when he's being the funny sidekick guy. I don't like Sami. I just don't. And I think that's the beauty of pro wrestling, is I don't have to like people, and I don't have to like things, and someone else can love them, right? Look, I think that's what makes pro wrestling beautiful. I don't like Sami the character. I just don't. I just don't. And I'm glad Trick beat his ass. I don't like that Trick won with interference. I do not like that. Now, I love that Yachty was there. That was cool, right? It was fun. But I don't like that there was some interference in that match that led to Trick winning. However, it kind of fits with the character of Trick, stuff like that. That was cool, right? Trick is awesome. I hope he does kind of what John Cena did, open U.S. challenge, for the U.S. title, and he wrestles every week. He turns it into the old TV title type thing that WCW had, where he defends it every single week. I think that'd be cool to see, just because I want to see Trick wrestle every single week. We'll see if that happens. The Demon and Dom, I think, was the bathroom break match. And I hate to say that because it was a really good match, but I think this is because of where WrestleMania was and what time they had it on. The demon entrance sucks when it's daytime and the sun is in the stadium. That entrance in a stadium where the sun is in the stadium, it's made for nighttime or in a dark stadium. It just did not have the effect that it should have. Like, I love Finn. I'm a Finn guy, Bullet Club, for life. And I just thought that match was good. Dom was awesome. Finn was awesome in the ring. They had some good spots. I love how it randomly turned into like a street fight. They're just like, yeah, street fight. Go out there and just beat the shit out of each other with tables and kendo sticks and shit. But first off, they should have never told us the demon was coming. I hated that. Like, why did you tell us? Like, it would have been awesome if, because randomly it's a street fight. Well, why wasn't it randomly the demon? Like, it would have been so impactful if all of a sudden we were sitting there watching, cool, Finn and Dom, cool, we're going to see the end of the rivalry or whatever, right? And all of a sudden you hear the heartbeat. And all of a sudden you see Finn come out in his fucking demon get up, and you're like, holy shit, now it's going to go down. But they told us a week and a half, 2 weeks before. And it kind of brought the idea of that match to like a normalcy. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, it was cool. But I was like, that could have been so much better. And it should have been so much more than what it was. So I thought that was the worst build on the card. Honestly, of the day 2 card, that was the worst build, in my opinion. And that brings us to Roman versus CM Punk, which was a crazy good match. I enjoyed that match for what it was. People are like, oh my God, there wasn't a build for WrestleMania. If you think Roman versus Punk didn't have a build for years, you apparently you're new to wrestling, which is cool. If you are new to wrestling, that's cool. Thank you for joining the community and being a part of pro wrestling. I want you here. Please join us. But for the ones that have been around pretending like there wasn't a build to this, you're lying to yourselves. And you just want to be a smark, and you're an idiot. And I'm going to make fun of you forever. And haha, because you were proven wrong. And you're an idiot. So, that match was incredible. I love that there really wasn't like there wasn't any interference. There was no bloodline involved, other than the buildup and the words that were spoken and the interference during different matches. But at the WrestleMania match itself, it was Punk versus Reigns in a wrestling match, and that was beautiful. Right? Everyone's like, oh my God, Reigns should have been DQ'd because of the steps. Yeah, but he wasn't. Thank God. Could you imagine if he would have been DQ'd, what you all would be saying right now? You all would be flipping your lid about that. Reigns should have won. I of course I wanted Punk to win because AJ lost yesterday. So Punk's family lost both their belts. I'm guessing they're taking a vacation because neither one of them have title belts anymore. So they're just like, oh damn, we don't have any belts anymore. But that match was what it was, and I loved it. Like, I was on the edge of my seat during that match. I really, really enjoyed it, and Day 2 was better than day 1. I thought day 1 was fine for what it was. Day 2's supposed to be better than day 1, right? Day 1 probably had too many commercials, adverts. Everyone got all pissed off about the Hulk Hogan stuff. Shut up. Look, if you're mad about who Hulk Hogan was as a person, you're probably the same person who thinks that fucking Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. You're probably the same person. So shut up. Right? Do I like that they put WrestleMania moments in the Hall of Fame? I don't care. Do I think they should have given Sid Justice, Sid Vicious more time and his family more time and actually given the legends and their families maybe a little speech during the Hall of Fame ceremony? Yeah, I do. Sid belongs in the Hall of Fame. If you think Sid doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame as a talent, as a wrestler, you didn't watch him perform. Because he was incredible. He was incredible. He main evented WrestleManias. He main evented big shows in WCW. He was a world champion multiple times. So if you think he shouldn't be there, look at other people in the Hall of Fame. I'm not talking about celebrity wing. I don't care about that. I literally don't. Everyone's like, oh my God, Dennis Rodman's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Dennis Rodman's in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. Bro said, I'm not going to go to practice during the NBA Finals to be in the NWO. That's going to get you in the celebrity wing Hall of Fame. It's a show. The WWE is a show. It's a circus. It always has been, and it should. Pro wrestling is a show. It's entertainment. It's a circus, right? Danhausen came out with a bunch of mini Hausens, and I was giddy. I was happy. He made John Cena laugh, and they punched the Miz and kicked in the balls. It was awesome. And then Danhausen said, you can't see me, and pretended to disappear. And we all saw his cape go under the ring. It was hilarious. And if you didn't think that was funny, you're sad. You live a sad life. It was hilarious because that's what pro wrestling is and should be. I can guarantee you that Harley Race would have laughed at that in the back and then gone out and been a badass. Dusty Rhodes would have laughed at that. Ric Flair would have laughed at that. Period. Bad News Brown would have laughed at that and came out with the meanest mug face ever. Period. Because it's a show. It's entertainment. Yes, pro wrestling is integrated into the show, into the entertainment. Think of all of the moments that we all love as wrestling fans, especially people my age and the Attitude Era. Although I think most of the moments we really love were from the Ruthless Aggression Era, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that another day. But 90% of those moments were probably entertainment moments and not moments in the ring. They were probably promos, right? And not actual physical wrestling moments, right? The pipe bomb. Triple H taking over DX after Shawn left, right? Moments like that. Austin 316, that was after a match. After a match. Half of you probably don't even remember the match against Jake, who he beat to win the King of the Ring. Because it wasn't particularly a great wrestling match. But you remember the promo, right? Because it's a show, it's entertainment. That's what we're after, is being entertained. All right. I'll get off my wrestling high horse now. I love pro wrestling. I love the entertainment factor. I've been watching wrestling since I was 4 years old. I remember watching WrestleMania 3 in a movie theater with my dad and watching Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant. I will forever be a pro wrestling fan. I will forever defend the business for what it is. Do I like all of it? Absolutely not. Do I like the direction of it all? Absolutely not. Do I like that WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia next year? Absolutely not. I think that's ass, because I believe that a place like France, a place like the UK should get a WrestleMania first. Period. Period. Hands down, 100%. Their fans deserve it. Their fans deserve it. Right? They have been there. And we all know why Saudi Arabia is getting a fucking WrestleMania. Right? We all know the fucking answer. Right? Money, 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 money. Right? Just send the $1 Million Man out there. Right? Right? But we still love it. We're still going to watch. And if you pretend like you're not going to watch, you're a fucking liar. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Pro Wrestling for Life, baby.